Bang, 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 open the door. People gathered in front of the house. They were loan sharks. Where is my husband? Bring me the money. Give me my money. In an instant, the house was in chaos. They took everything that could be of value, including TVs, computers, and refrigerators. My husband didn't answer the phone. The mother-in-law sat down and cried. What do we do now? I dropped my child off at kindergarten and returned to the front of the house. There were people in suits standing in front of the house. They were bank employees. You must leave within this month. The tone was polite, but more cruel. My husband took out a loan using the house as collateral, and it was already up for auction. All that was left was despair. The loan sharks came every day and caused a ruckus. But after about 2 weeks they stopped coming. Late at night, my husband came home. The mother-in-law ran to him, beat his chest, and cried. Hey you punk, what if you take my house as collateral? How are we supposed to live now? The husband lowered his head. I'm broke, Mom. Everything's ruined. I'm sorry, that was all I could say. I didn't say anything to my husband. Even though the mother-in-law was tired of crying, she still worried about her son. You have to eat to get around, honey. Prepare a meal for your husband. I cooked him some ramen. But my mother-in-law yelled at me and shook me while I was washing the dishes. My husband came home from a hard time. So make him some ramen. This bitch ate him. It's all your fault, you bitch. The husband sat in front of the ramen without being able to stop her. I barely opened my mouth. Mom, there's nothing but ramen at home. The mother-in-law shouted. Get out, get out. Only then did the husband step forward. Mom, stop it. It's not the right time for that. Only then did the mother-in-law stop. And a look of helplessness, self-reproach, and resentment crossed her husband's eyes. I picked up my dropped cell phone and went into the bathroom. The tears didn't stop for a while. I really wanted to give up everything and just leave. At that moment, I was worried about the rain at my daughter's kindergarten. How much will I get if I sell this phone? I muttered to myself, exhausted from crying, and looked at my phone, which had become hot. YouTube was on the screen. The chat window was scrolling like a dazzling light, with dozens of lines flowing down per second. Is it broken? When I picked up my phone, my tear-stained face appeared on the screen. I was so out of it that I wiped my tears thinking it was a camera. Then the chat window suddenly stopped. And then the letters came to mind one by one. No, don't sell my phone. Please send me your account number. Please send me your address. I sent you an email. Please check. You are not alone. In an instant, the writing began to surge again. It was as if he was talking to me. I thought I was crazy. That was understandable. Outside, my mother-in-law knocked on the door. Hey, I'm sorry about what happened earlier. Come out and talk. The phone screen went silent again. I turned off my phone and opened the door. My mother-in-law hugged me and cried. I married into a poor family and made them suffer. And now this mother-in-law, who has done nothing for me, is taking her anger out on you, who did nothing wrong. I'm sorry. While saying that, she placed the ring that my late father-in-law had given me in my hand. "Sell this and go to the market." I shook my head and cried, "Mother, I can't sell this." It was late at night. I took off my mother-in-law's ring and my wedding ring and put them on the bedside table and lay down. I couldn't sleep that night. I turned my phone back on. While looking up the price of a gold ring, the YouTube screen from earlier came to mind. I opened the email with a hopeful heart. There were dozens of personal emails from people I didn't know. And among them was a faint glimmer of hope. In despair, I had a premonition that perhaps a new path might open. The story of a remarkable daughter-in-law who turns her life around continues in part 2. Before watching part 2, please click the free subscription button. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends. Full video episode 2 of the amazing daughter-in-law who paid off all her husband's debts after his bankruptcy. Previous plot episode 1. My husband's business went bankrupt. The house was auctioned off. And my days were falling apart under the threats of loan sharks. A family in utter despair. The mother-in-law's resentment and criticism were all directed at her daughter-in-law. In poverty where she couldn't even prepare a single proper meal. The daughter-in-law had to boil ramen with tears in her eyes and serve it to her husband. And then, after her husband returned from a long day of hardship, her mother-in-law lashed out at her daughter-in-law for preparing a meal of ramen from a packet. And then, at that moment, her phone accidentally turned on a YouTube live broadcast. Countless unfamiliar viewers watched her tears, enraged, hurt, comforted, and poured out messages of encouragement, saying, "You are not alone." And so, miraculously, the daughter-in-law's life began to take a new turn. A ray of light from a chance late-night live performance. Anonymous support and heartfelt support cross the threshold, and tears turn to hope. The daughter-in-law stands in front of the camera with her mother-in-law. 30 days of sobs and laughter, 200,000 subscribers. 6 months later, 2 million. And another miracle unfolds in a major broadcasting station's live studio. From now on, we begin episode 2 of The Amazing Daughter-in-Law, who finally paid off her husband's bankruptcy and all his debts. 1. A blinding downpour in the mailbox. In the half-empty living room, at 7 a.m., the daughter-in-law clutches her cell phone and opens her mailbox. The screen is dazzlingly white. Pong, pong, pong. Continuous email notification. Smartphone screen. Don't sell my phone. Please tell me your address. Please give me your account number. Come on, you're not alone. Unfamiliar names, yet each and every sentence felt strangely warm. Email content. My salary is tight, but I will still send you 30,000 won. Just try to endure it for today. My family went bankrupt a long time ago, so I know how difficult it is for you now. Please send me your address. Peace of mind is most important right now. You need psychiatric counseling. Come to our hospital. We won't charge you any fees. Daughter-in-law swallowing her tears, she writes a reply. The account number is hands trembling, typing one letter at a time. The address is tears dripping down the screen. That night, I sent my account number and address to 3 or 4 people. I couldn't put my phone down. even while sleeping. 2. A morning when the door wouldn't open, at 7 a.m. When I pulled the doorknob, the door banged shut. Through the crack in the door, a mountain of delivery boxes was piled up. Delivery items at the door: rice, ramen, bottled water, shampoo, organic baby juice, cake, fruit, detergent, etc. And so many letters of comfort. I couldn't just sit still when I saw you crying yesterday. I don't have the luxury of time, but I want to stop your tears. It's not much, but I'll send you $10. Just hold on for today. I'll send you more tomorrow. I'm also the daughter-in-law of a family that isn't well off. My family was going through hard times, and we were living off of packaged ramen. Then, my neighbor helped me out, and that brought me hope. So, I sent you some. Please cheer me up. Please. A Kupang delivery man appeared. Pushing a cart. Here comes the second batch. It's huge. What the hell is going on? My phone's notification rings. Deposit notification $10, deposit notification $20. Deposit notification $50, bank balance $5,352. It wasn't because I had a lot of money that I sent the donation. Most of them were $10 to $20, and some were $50. People I didn't even know. And they emptied their hearts and filled our refrigerator and bank account. Mother-in-law holding the cake box, she said, "Honey, what's going on?" Daughter-in-law, she laughed and cried, telling me about the YouTube incident last night. Mother-in-law, oh my goodness, what a wonderful thing that happened. Mother. The door won't open. The two of them laugh as they put the boxes away, then start crying at the same time. A small card inside the cake box. "I'll give you some psychiatric advice. Come to our hospital, Dr. Parku." My mother-in-law hesitated for a moment and then said, "Let's go together." The two hold each other's hands tightly. 3. First official live broadcast on 10 a.m. DMs, emails, comments asking to turn on the live broadcast are flooding in. Please turn on the live broadcast. I sent you some rice. Did it arrive safely? Show me the unboxing. The daughter-in-law takes a deep breath and begins to pick up her phone. The daughter-in-law hesitates because she is not prepared at all. But the viewers are all prepared. It would be perfect if only the daughter-in-law came. Viewers want nothing more. The daughter-in-law presses the red circular button with trembling hands. Smile Life YouTube Live How to Survive Today. In the half-empty living room, there are boxes. A mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law, her eyes are red. She looks gaunt, but she smiles. Daughter-in-law live, hello. I'm the person who was crying in the bathroom yesterday. I really didn't know you guys would send me this many items. Oh my, I can't continue talking. The viewers also cry along with it. Live chat overload, tens of lines per second highlights. We're here. It's not your fault. It's not your husband's fault. It's your mother-in-law's fault. That's not right. Eat something delicious instead of ramen today. Mother-in-law, stop yelling at your poor daughter-in-law. Where can you find such a kind daughter-in-law? Seriously. What a rage-inducing mother-in-law. This conflict between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law only gets worse when they're poor. We are watching. Please eat rice first today. Do you broadcast at this time every day? I subscribed. I want to see you every day. Suddenly, the mother-in-law appears on camera. Ah, hello. I'm the person who yelled at my daughter-in-law yesterday. She's not a bad mother-in-law. She's just a bit of a loser. Thank you. Thank you for helping me so much. The mother-in-law's tears well up in her eyes as she's captured on screen. Viewers begin to feel pity for the mother-in-law as she speaks like this. Yeah, it's so hopeless. From a human perspective, that's possible, the daughter-in-law says. I think you all misunderstood. Because I turned off my phone yesterday and didn't hear what my mother-in-law said next. Suddenly, the chat comes to a screeching halt. And then, my father-in-law gave me the precious ring. The one and only accessory he had bought for my mother-in-law while she was still alive, and told me to use it to buy food. The daughter-in-law couldn't hold back her tears and was overcome with emotion. The viewers all cry in sympathy, and the chat window explodes again. The number of real-time subscribers increased from 1,245 on the first day to 2,041 on the second day. The number of subscribers exceeded 2,000 on the second day of broadcasting. The channel of Smile Life Live broadcasts the 21st century's new conflict between mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law, and reads the vivid life stories of subscribers every day. And the number of subscribers is increasing and growing by the day. Smile Life Live Story Day. 10 viewer story 1. My mother suddenly collapsed. My mother suddenly collapsed. At that time, emergency surgery was needed. And our family was short on credit card money. My bank account balance is 87,000 won. A nurse posted this in a local chat room. I am writing this on behalf of a patient whose daughter needs urgent surgery but cannot afford the cost. This is the emergency room of hospital. An hour later, 3 or 4 unknown people stood at the hospital reception desk, offering 50,000, 100,000, and 200,000 won. I'm sharing my story because I remember receiving help like this. The surgery went well, and he is now undergoing rehabilitation. I found out later. I'm so grateful for the help I received from complete strangers. I can't meet them, but I want to share their kindness with you. So I'm sending you this message. 10th day of candle emoticon wave in chat. 50,000 subscribers surpassed 30th day of Smile Life. Live viewer story 2. I love you, teacher. When I was in my 3rd year of high school, my family suddenly fell into poverty due to my father's sudden accident. My mother worked as a cleaner in the morning and at a restaurant during the day to pay for hospital bills. And she didn't have enough money to pay rent, so she didn't want to eat school lunch. But my homeroom teacher said that someone had paid for the lunch. So I graduated from high school without paying for the lunch. It turned out that my homeroom teacher and the security guard had paid for it. When I saw you, Miso, I was reminded of that time and cried a lot. And I also did some sponsorship. Please tell the teacher. If he's watching this broadcast. I love you, teacher. Thank you so much, security guard. Daughter-in-law. She speaks with tears in her eyes. I think there are many beautiful people with generous hearts around us. At least I think everyone here is beautiful. If it's correct, press number 1. 111111. The number 1 will appear on the screen endlessly. 30 days of YouTube. Broadcasting 200,000 subscribers, 150,000 concurrent viewers, 2,000 to 3,000 daily super chats. Member created fan nickname, Smile Life membership. 5. After 6 months, the Smile Life Live broadcast becomes a brand. New living room. Larger house. 2 million subscribers. 5,000 paid memberships. Silver button. We shared our subscribers' stories every day. And we laughed and cried together every day. And I gradually paid off my husband's business debt. And we also gradually repaid our emotional debt to our subscribers. 6. And a year later, live on a terrestrial network. Live from a major broadcasting station studio. We've invited Han. Am I so, the star of the current YouTube Live broadcast trend? How many subscribers do you have? Daughter-in-law Han. Am I so? I think it's around 3 million. The audience's astonishment is heard in unison. Anchor pointing toward the audience, she asks, "Is your mother-in-law live? Streaming on her phone right now?" She's live streaming on her phone. And the cameraman is capturing the screen. Anchor, there is a lot of chatting. But it doesn't seem to be to the point where it's unwatchable. Daughter-in-law looks straight at the camera and speak in a military tone. "Dear members of our Smile Life, are you ready?" Chat shout fires for 5 seconds. The chat window explodes. KKKKKKKK, what a smile. Hi mom, fire. Ah, tens of thousands of scrolls flashing per second. The mother-in-law also takes the microphone and speaks to the viewers. It's as if my mother-in-law is also the host of this live broadcast. Didn't you even eat breakfast? Another 5-second burst. The chat's second explosion flashed white. And the text wave was so dazzling. It almost looked like an effect. The anchor speaks with a smile. I admit it. At this point it's definitely unwatchable. 7. Can you tell me the secret to the success of live broadcasts? Anchor Ms. Han. Am I so? Her husband's business bankruptcy, her house auctioned, a pack of ramen. What was the story behind you becoming such a famous YouTuber? This is what our viewers are most curious about. Daughter-in-law takes a deep breath and takes her mother-in-law's hand. Actually, it's all thanks to my mother-in-law. The audience seemed to be getting ready to laugh. Han. Am I so had already become an icon of smiles to the public. Even a simple remark would send the audience into a fit of laughter. Daughter-in-law. The day my husband returned home from bankruptcy, my mother-in-law burst into tears and took out her anger on me. Mother-in-law tapping my shoulder. She said, "When did I ever do that? Look at this bad girl." Playfully the audience starts to burst into laughter. And the anchor also lowers his head and laughs. Daughter-in-law that day, all we had to eat at home was a single packet of instant ramen. I boiled that and gave it to my husband and my mother-in-law. Really, in the ultimate Korean style. Mother-in-law daughter conflict mode. Scolded me, and I was so upset that I was crying. But then I think I accidentally turned on the YouTube live broadcast. By chance, viewers saw the mother-in-law explode in anger and yell at her daughter-in-law, and the next day, she was so upset that she couldn't open the front door. Rice, water, fruit, cake, etc. As if that wasn't enough, viewers also donated over 5 million won. Anchor, I've been broadcasting for over 20 years, but to that extent. It would have been almost like getting scolded for doing well, getting scolded for something worth eating. I heard that a lot of donations came in. Is that true? Daughter-in-law, yes. I received dozens of personal emails that night. But I only sent my account information and address to 3 or 4 people. But as if word had gotten out the next day, an incredibly large amount of groceries arrived. And in the account, mostly 10,000 won, 20,000 won, at most 50,000 won. It wasn't because they were rich that they helped. But it was a precious favor sent from the heart by people who were struggling. That became a spark of hope for me, and brought me to where I am today. Mother-in-law snatching the microphone. She yelled, "Look, this bitch made money by selling me out," in a snarky old lady tone. Doesn't sound like she's being mean. The audience bursts into laughter. The anchor's eyes turn red. 8. The secret of the ring. The studio lights dim a notch. Daughter-in-law, can I tell you something that wasn't shown on TV? Audience, yes. The chat window on the phone screen ripples again, like a white wave. The daughter-in-law holds her mother-in-law's hands tightly. Not long after that incident, my mother-in-law called me over to the bathroom, where I was crying alone, and took the ring my late father-in-law had given her while he was alive. Took it off his hand, and placed it firmly in my hand. Let's see the market with this. I have to eat to live. I'm sorry. Honey, what did our good daughter-in-law do wrong? I don't think I'll ever forget the look on my mother-in-law's face that day. Anchor people thought the only thing they saw on the show was a bag of ramen, and the mother-in-law yelling at Han. Am I so? But there was a surprising twist. Daughter-in-law, everyone, please don't hate my mother-in-law. She's a really warm person. Anchor, I heard that on days when your mother-in-law appears on TV, the viewership exceeds 300,000. Isn't she more popular than your daughter-in-law? Daughter-in-law, yes. I think so. Now I feel like a supporting actor. Mother-in-law. That's right. This is all made by me, that's right, our subscribers. The audience and viewers burst into laughter and applause. And super chat effects blared on the studio monitors. 9. Summary, and a preview of the next episode. Anchor. Let's wrap things up. Ms. Han Mi So turned a tearful night after her husband's bankruptcy into laughter. and viewers were touched by her heartwarming story. 2 million subscribers in 6 months, 3 million in a year. A paid membership fan club of thousands, paying off her husband's debt. And now here we are today. This is truly the story of a remarkable daughter-in-law. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends. Our subscription is free. Double tap the like button. Anchor, I heard. There's a preview for the next episode? Daughter-in-law, her expression turns serious. Yes, my mother suffered a sudden stroke. In a critical stroke. The threshold for a university hospital was high. And I had no money, no time, and no money. A daughter who carried her mother to every hospital in the neighborhood, ultimately saving her life. She recovered from a stroke that paralyzed her left side. I'll share this remarkable act of filial piety in the next episode. Please subscribe and wait. Thank you. Mother-in-law slowly raising her hand. We did it, didn't we? Next time too. Let's do it. Chat window. Live broadcast on the studio's large screen. We're with you. Good luck, mother-in-law. Good luck with your life. The preview for the next episode is crazy. You people's small hearts. 2. When they come together, they save lives. Small hands gathered together so that the door would not open.